Welcome back to Off the Record with me, Divya Singaravelu. Today, I'm in conversation with guitarist Prasanna. Right now, we are seated at the Swarnabhumi Academy of Music, which is India's first professional institution for teaching contemporary music. And Prasanna has founded this institution. So, can you tell us, Prasanna, why and how did you go about setting up this place in Chennai?
Well, firstly, I think it's a privilege and an honor for me to be part of a cause like this. I've always believed that India places a strong emphasis on education, but we tend to veer a little bit towards one side, towards the sciences, the engineering, that stuff. But arts education does not seem to have been given its due over here, at least on a plane that you can compare it with top-notch institutions in America and Europe, especially music. But then there are cultural aspects to it, and the whole cultural equation in India is extremely complex, and how you study music itself is very complex. In classical music, we study music one-on-one with the guru for many years, and there's a tremendous value to it, and it's probably the most perfect system in a way. But then there are also other things that when you have to deal with music with a lot of people and a lot of various styles, you have to approach education from a more curriculum-based thing. You go to a college, so you get a rounded education. There's that part also, and I'm lucky to have had a chance to experience both, not only in the arts, but in the arts and sciences. So I did the Carnatic way of studying one-on-one with the guru. I studied with my guru Kanyakumari for the last 23 years. And before that for 6 years with Thiruvarur Balasubramaniam, and I had a chance to go to IIT, so I had that education, and then Berklee College of Music, another preeminent music college for my further studies in music. So I already had exposure to the best of all these educational philosophies and approaches, and I just wanted to bring all of that together and find a sweet spot for music education here. And then that's how Swarnabhumi Academy of Music was born. But these were just my thoughts, and I've been working on it for 8-9 years now, and framing my mind, talking to various people about how to associate with them, how to make such a thing work.
I'm sure it must have been challenging, getting a lot of faculty from abroad to come and teach the students over here. So how do you manage that? And you yourself don't really stay based out of in Chennai. You shuttle a great deal between Boston and Chennai. So what were some of the challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
I'll answer that question, but I would like to just complete what I was saying before, to just bring you into focus about how this particular place happened.
Okay.
Because it's not just about me and my vision of bringing all this. I was very lucky to have met Dr. Bala Balachandar, who started Great Lakes here, who in turn appreciated this grand plan that I had in my head, and introduced me to Mr. G.R.K. Reddy, who is the chairman and managing director of Mark Group of Companies, and then started something really transformational, because Mr. Reddy told me about the Swarnabhumi project, where they were really diversifying into this. Marg is an extremely reputed infrastructure company, and they were looking at Swarnabhumi as an option to have a lot of creative things happening here, which is in nature, in beautiful surroundings, and they are planning to have educational institutions, IT companies, lots of different things. And Mr. Reddy is going about it with such passion that when I talked to him about all these things, he said, well, I think there should be a seat of learning for music. In fact, the first thing that he said was, didn't we have a university like Nalanda before, where foreign scholars and all these people used to come? So he was kind of thinking the same thing, and we kind of just converged at the same point. And I was, I have to be very, very thankful for him for not only sharing the viewpoint, but actually creating an infrastructure like this. This just on a physical plane, this is, I can safely say, one of the most beautiful looking colleges anywhere in the world. The building is shaped like a grand piano. It's laid out so beautifully. The atmosphere is so inviting for people to make music. Everybody who comes here like gets transformed, and the students, the faculty, everything. So that's how the college became a part of the whole Swarna Bhumi venture that is initiated by Mark. Now coming to the challenges of what it is to start this, I don't know. I think it's like I was like a zombie for 2 years, you know, just going about like all these random thoughts and like all these, you know, hundreds and hundreds of ideas that keep coming to you and saying, okay, I want to do this and like how do I set the curriculum this way? How do I get this faculty? But ultimately, it's just people resources. I'm very lucky to have established a goodwill with so many people from around the world, so many musicians. I've like known hundreds and hundreds of great musicians. I'm very lucky to be playing with some of the cream of musicians in so many kinds of music. And I think when there is a cause that is beyond you, people go with you. You know, because we are honest, we are like genuine, and we are passionate. And I think everybody can see that. So we have like faculty that most places anywhere in the world would only dream of. We have some of the most high-end musicians in the world coming and teaching here and wanting to come back again and again. We get people from all over the world, so many different countries. In the last 8 months, we've had about 17 amazing world-class musicians from 13 countries come and teach here. We get students now from all over India. We have students from America, Mexico. It's like a dream. That's, of course, it's like, you know, I don't want to give an impression that we're just riding high. No, we're, you know, we're still in the starting stage. But I think there's so much optimism and there's so much transformational things that are happening that makes it just an absolutely beautiful experience. And I have to be very thankful to my amazing staff, Sham, Wayne, Johnson, Ricky, and you know, a lot of other people. I think it's everybody is working here like a family. Everybody lives together. Everybody has a life together. It's amazing. It just happens to be it's a place where the whole Guru Sishya concept of people living together and learning day and night, day or night, under the stars, in the sun, whatever. And everything is happening at the same time, and I think it's something that I'm extremely thrilled about.
Okay, so let's talk about Tirtha, your new CD. It's been creating ripples in the jazz circuit. In fact, it has got rave reviews from the New York Times, and you've been touring in US and Europe trying to promote this particular CD. Can you tell us about your experience working on that project?
Sure. Tirtha is a collaborative project with Vijay Iyer, the great pianist from New York, and Nitin Mehta, a wonderful tabla player. It was Vijay who put this band together when he was asked to do a project for India's 50th year independence celebrations, and Vijay and I have been friends for a long time, and he wanted to put something like this together, and we formed this trio. And I knew Nitin very well, and so did he. So that's how it started. It was a trio of guitar, piano, and tabla, and we just met, and when we started playing, we understood that this is going to stay. It's not a one-off project. We formed this band in 2007. Of course, our album only came out now, but we had done some tours in America. We had played in Canada. We played in different places, and there are some very interesting things happening here. The music, the compositions are shared between Vijay's and mine, which bring totally different approaches. But also that we are all South Indians, Okay, in Vijay's case, it's in theory because he was born in Rochester, New York, to South Indian parents. We're all sort of in the American circuit, and we're all doing different things. And the music reflects who we are. It's not so much about what we do with the music. You can write a few books on the process of what happens in which style is being here. That's not important. What is important is the identity. And the album is released on Act Music, which is a wonderful German recording label. We were very lucky. It was just released in the end of February, and And we've had like, yes, like you said, New York Times, Los Angeles Times, all the mainstream press, the radio. We've been #1 on the jazz charts in the college radio in the US for several weeks. So that's amazing. And we've, done this great tour of Europe. Yeah, it's a very exciting project.
So looking forward to several more of your compositions and collaborations in the future. Today we were in conversation with guitarist Prasanna. This is me, Divya Singaravelu, and now we're reaching the end of the show. So if you have any feedback for us, do email me. Our email address is feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. Until I see you again next week, this is me, Divya Singaravelu, signing off. Bye-bye.